Welcome to your weekly reading. Take a moment to choose between these three piles and these three different stones. There's the stone, the stone, and this stone. If you need to, pause here and just take a moment, take a couple deep breaths in. Feel which pile you're drawn to, and then you can go ahead and skip to the pile that you're called to. Hello, group number 1. So let's see here. This card here, the Infinite, sort of reminds me of like the phoenix rising from the ashes kind of thing. So basically it's telling me that you've been through quite a few challenges over the last while that have really tested you, maybe even made you feel like you've been seeing blocks left, right, and center kind of thing. But you're coming out of it, you're raising up, you're finding that newfound joy to life, that newfound life. You're stretching out your wings kind of thing. You may have some new projects on the go of some sort, or been thinking about starting some new projects of some sort. This is like saying go ahead with it. It's the time now, like the little clock on there. Be daring. Don't. I hear a lot of you are questioning yourself because of whatever this energy was before your Phoenix moment. But then I see like you got a lot of passion and cooperation and love here. But you do, this one here, this is where I was saying about like the self-doubt or maybe resentment for what happened in the past. But the thing is, instead of looking at the past and thinking pessimistically about these new plans, you need to look at it from the point of view of how you've actually grown, what lessons it taught you. Because like you have all this, working together on a project, cooperation. And this year, like it talks about, it could be newfound friends or love, finding your heart's joy. So maybe this project is going to help you with come along with some of these things, whatever this project is. You're going to come into your self-understanding, and this self-doubt and pessimism is going to release, and you're going to, as long as you know what your motives are true, and you'll start to trust yourself. And you're definitely at the spot of like, you got to make some kind of decision around this project. But you feel uncomfortable because both your options that you have available, or the options that you have available to you, are all so unknown. if this is really around this relationship, I'm not sure if it's you who has the fear of commitment, or it could be just the fear of commitment when it comes to this project. There's definitely some fear of commitment here with this. I feel like you're ready to give up on whatever it was, or you're losing your patience with it because it doesn't feel like maybe you're getting to where you want it to as quickly as you want it to. But you know, there's a saying that you hear a lot of people say, and it is so true. Usually, the moments that you want to give up are the moments before whatever the big good thing is going to happen, before that success is going to hit. And see, like here, you got both the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. And they both talk about things like just your passion and joy and having your, like, finding your inner power and yeah, pursuing your dreams, going for your dreams. It really feels like this is more along some kind of, I mean, it could be a relationship because you do have a little bit of this stuff here. Like, for some people, but for the majority of people, this is some project that you've got on the go. Some decisions about a project. Maybe someone made an offer to you to, work together on something. And I think if you go with it and just trust yourself and have that patience, you're going to have really good results from it. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I'm picking up from these cards right at the moment that feels applicable to this particular message. These rough, tough times that you are having are can be over with, and like you can be this Phoenix type. Sometimes it feels like you've been someone who's been through it over and over and over and over again. So it's almost like even though things are going well for you at the moment, that self-doubt is really there because it's like in the past, every time things seem to be just starting to go well, everything would go crashing down. But this time it can be different. It totally can be different. And it really comes down to, have you learned your lessons? Are you being too hard on yourself? Are you living from a place of love and trusting yourself? This joy and power? Are you living from this place of self-doubt and being blinded to what's going on around you? You have the choice in this matter. But you definitely have a lot of cooperation and love coming in. Friendships. Could be teamwork, like a work project too. Maybe some of you guys are very much the type of people who usually work independently. but you're finding like that working with these other people is actually going to make your work that you already do well independently expand tenfold. Not necessarily tenfold, but it's definitely going to help you. It's going to help you find, maybe reconnect to that love by working with these people, that internal love, to see that, oh, I really shouldn't be doubting myself. Whatever this project is, if you've been hesitating about it and you're not sure if you should continue with it, stick it through. If you've already started it and you're not sure if you can continue with it, you're getting close to that breakthrough point. If it's a new project that you've been thinking about starting, or you have an offer come up sometime this week from someone to work together, obviously always pay attention to like the small details of stuff, like if there's a contract or anything like that. But in the meantime, outside of that, go for it. I think that it's going to have good results, and always take any failures as learning lessons instead of as a personal reflection of yourself. Unless you had the intent to cause harm, or you had the intent to cause harm is the best word for that. Get out in nature a bit. Put your feet on the ground if you can somewhere. Stick your bare feet in the ground. Or if you're in an area where you can't do that, hug a tree. Don't ask me why I say that, but you never know. I feel like you definitely need to reconnect to that nature side a little bit more. It'll help you find that groundedness, and maybe help you with finding a little bit more of that internal strength when you connect with the nature and the earth a bit. Anyway, group 1, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would love to hear your comments below if you enjoyed this, or if you felt that it resonated with you. And if you really liked it, I would appreciate a subscribe. Anyways, you all have a great day. Until next time, bye for now. Hello, group number 2. Let's see what the cards have for you today. Move your rock over here, I guess. So, what are you desiring right now? Are your desires coming from your heart? From a spot of integrity? Or are they coming from a place of fear? Because you have this card here talks about how if you're coming at something from your heart space, it'll come into alignment a lot quicker. And this here card sometimes talks about fear as well. So it almost feels like you're coming at something from a place of fear. Some of you are just plain stubborn. I almost got somebody who's saying, I'm not fearful. But maybe you are, and you don't even realize it. Maybe your fear comes out more in an aggressive tone. Maybe you need to use some more tender words Speak more from your heart. Have sympathy for yourself. If you can move from this place of fear into a place of genuinely in your heart trusting yourself and in the universe, you are going to be able to move past that fear, to see these changes are going to come. There's going to be a turning point, and there's going to be changes. You may see yourself or your family life, community life getting stronger. Definitely going to say community life. This card normally talks about conflict. However, it can also talk about being pushed by others to excel, or like supported by others to like keep going. You're gonna get there. That push, that sometimes you need that little extra push. So there's probably some people behind you that have been pushing you, and maybe you've been kind of not appreciating it. But just know that they have your best interest in heart. They are not trying to push you to stress you out. They're trying to push you because they see that potential you have. They see past that fear. They're trying to help you get to that next level. Maybe try listening a little more from, I don't know, more of an open-minded perspective. Don't assume you know everything and overanalyze everything. Maybe that's what it is. They're trying to help you with something, but you're overanalyzing their advice or their help, and you're like, nope, that's wrong. And maybe what they're saying is not wrong. Maybe what they're saying is correct, and you don't even realize that you're coming off as totally disregarding them. And when you realign with your heart, you're going to notice that these communications are going to become easier. Try to put yourself in that mindset of not just giving or not just receiving, but both. Some of you, it's like all you like to do is give, but you do not like to receive any assistance from others. And I think that's the majority of you. And you got to learn to accept that assistance from other people. But you also got to be able to remember that when you do give, you're giving from your heart. You're not giving so that you get something back in return. You for some people, I think that you'll find maybe once you realign with what your heart really desires, and not just what you're desiring out of fear or out of lack, you're probably going to notice that things are going to start to come back into harmony. You're going to start being able to reconnect with people again a little more. You do need to be at peace with your past, even if your past was rough. I'm not saying that whatever happened in your past is okay, that it happened. I'm not saying that it was right for it to happen, but it did impact who you are today. And there is lessons you can take from it and be at peace with it. Kind of like, it happened. I don't like it. It's not right. But because of that, despite that, I am a stronger person. Despite being in a toxic environment for so long, I still have my heart a lot of you, it's almost like you made yourself cold to other people because your heart was hurt so many times. And I don't mean heart as in relationship heart. I just mean in general. Like, I get a lot of it's relating to family and community. So you probably, for a lot of you, grew up in, I'm going to say, not the greatest environments, to put it nicely. But when you do get yourself back into this alignment with your heart, when you kind of step a little bit away from the stubbornness, and stubbornness is not always bad. I mean, it comes in handy, but you don't always have to be stubborn. You're going to find that joy. You're going to find that when you align with your heart's desires, things are going to come in really, really quickly. Let's see, what were the cards that were at the back of the deck here? So we also had the Knight of Cups and the Star. Oh, I don't know if that's going to be in the camera view, so I'm just going to put them over top of this for now. The Knight of, I'll hold them. The Knight of Cups talks a lot about you're a passionate person. And maybe that's where I'm picking up the stubbornness from. Maybe you need to turn that passion towards your art. You're someone who enjoys art. Or some of you enjoy things like horseback riding. Cooking. I don't know why that's coming up in there. Some of you have been so detached from your emotions. Once you get back in alignment with your heart, you're going to reconnect with those emotions. Remind yourself when you're having those emotions that it's okay to have the emotions. Don't judge your emotions. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. It's okay to laugh. Don't let anybody tell you differently, especially yourself. Because I know a lot of us, that's our hardest thing for ourselves, is we judge ourselves because maybe we heard it because we were in those environments growing up, kind of thing. Oh, don't cry, or I'll give you something to cry about, or, you know, those kind of comments and things, or you weren't allowed to have emotions at all. That's not healthy. It is actually healthy to allow yourself to have your emotions. Like, I'll give you an example. I take at least a couple hours, 1 day a week. If life is really stressful, I might make it 2 days a week. And I take a couple hours during the day, and I literally will sit there. And I will, no distractions, no phone, no anything. And I'll just think about all of these stresses that have gone on. And I let myself feel them. Sometimes if someone was watching me, they would see me go from laughing to tears to screaming to crying and laughing, all back and forth in a matter of seconds, kind of thing, as I'm going through this. But the biggest thing is learning to be like okay with it and just feel at peace with it. And it is so therapeutic. It really helps release some of that pressure that's building up inside of you. And I get the feeling that a lot of people in this group are those type of people that they stuff everything down. They hide everything under like sarcasm or this need to be like studying and analyzing everything. Sometimes it's not about your thinking brain. Sometimes it's about just feeling. So keep that in mind. The other one you got was the Star card that showed up. And this one talks about opportunities. When you're on the right path, you'll know it because you'll have this renewed sense of hope. This feeling of just like, I'm on the right path. And that's basically what that's talking about. So, and most of this reading, like I said, is talking about reconnecting with your heart, reconnecting with your emotions, getting in alignment with what your true desires are, not what your desires are that you are wanting because you feel a lack or a fear of. That would be just also, like I said, be careful about overdoing it, especially when it comes to things like, I don't know, addictions, gambling. I'm getting online gaming for some. Working too hard for others. Some people just throw themselves into work to not deal with their emotions. And just so you know, fear does not mean running, screaming, and crying. It can be like an anxiousness more than what I call, and for those of you who hate the word fear, because I hear some of you going, I hate that word fear. I hate that word fear. So let's go with anxiousness then. If you're someone who hates the word fear. Whenever I say said fear in this reading, think of the word anxiousness. Anyway, group 3, it looks like you do have, you have excellent opportunities here for growth and to get back into alignment with your true self. You do have people wanting to help you. You just gotta stop being so stubborn and see that they're actually trying to help for the most part. Anyways, group number 2, if you felt that this reading went with what you have going on in your life, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love it if you subscribed if you really enjoyed the reading. And otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye for now. Hello, group number 3. You're the only group that I ended up pulling 2 of each of these cards for. I was trying to take 1, but I ended up getting 2 of each of them when I originally started to set up for these readings. And I really feel like the people who picked group 3, there's 2 separate sets of people, and it's actually I should have probably had 2, like a group pile 3 and a pile 4. But because it was pulled the way it is, I'm going to continue with it being 3 piles, because maybe a lot of you who picked both of these piles picked this pile need to hear both of these messages. They are very different messages from each other. We're going to start off with the harder one first, which is this top line here. So things definitely are not going as you had hoped. You may have the urge to react kind of childishly, and I'll explain a little bit more here in a minute about why that is the case. And before I actually go into these cards, this one here, the reason's going to become clear to you. Things will become clear in the end to you about what's going on. It's going to take some time and healing though, because wow, this is rough. You're having a rough go right now. I would like to actually read this one out of the book because it's almost it appears so differently from the rest of that line. So just give me one moment here while I find this one in the book here. Okay, so this one says, be inspired to find the wisdom hidden in those times when you feel triggered. Okay, so that makes more sense now. There is so much information within our raw and intense reactions that when you choose to be present with what is coming up and peel back the layers, great spiritual insight will unveil itself in a way tailored just for you. We could all learn to see our triggers in the bigger picture. So much confrontation and upset would be lessened. Power struggles and fear would diminish, and we would see greater compassion across the planet. Perspective and misunderstandings would shift, and the way people want to be loved would be experienced without distortion. These are the seeds for peace on earth. Someone is going through some major heartbreak here. They feel like, you definitely feel like you're stabbed in the back. You feel, it feels like your heart was just ripped right out of your chest kind of feeling. This is either, I'm going to say either a relationship or of like a romantic sort, or someone that was a really close friend, a long time friend or family member. But you just feel like your heart was ripped to shreds. You feel like you're going through such a deep depression. You definitely feel like you were stabbed in the back. But you have gotten back up, and you are going to walk away from it. You're going to see that light in the distance. But right now, in this moment while you're going through it, you need to honor those feelings. Allow yourself to feel those feelings, that pain, that hurt. Be careful about being vindictive or trying to get someone back kind of thing. It's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help you, and it's not going to help them, even though it feels like, oh, that would be so good if I could just get them back for whatever this was that they did. And it's not that they don't deserve it. You might be questioning whether or not you made a rash decision to walk away from this situation. My answer is going to be no to this one. Absolutely not. You did 110% the right thing to walk away from the situation if you're the one who walked away. Wow. You do have the strength within you to get there. I'm going to pull one more card here. Just bear with me a moment. Yeah, through it all, in the end, you're gonna find yourself. It's gonna be a rough path. Those of you who have, it feels like this is super fresh. Like it just happened in the last, like, I don't know. It recently happened, or it's just about to happen. But it feels like it recently happened, and you were in this really depressed state. But you are going to come out of it. You are going to come out of it. Honor those emotions. Learn the lessons from the situation. And things will get better. I don't have a whole lot more to say about that, because I feel like when it comes to the situation, you really just gotta sit with those emotions, allow yourself to feel that pain and grow, and move on from it. I don't feel like there's like I should be giving advice on how to do that or anything along those lines. If you are, there are a few people here that I'm going to say, if you are in a spot of extreme crisis or extreme despair, please do not be afraid to reach out for help from either a loved one or from a professional who is trained, to get some help to help you through the situation. So we're going to move on to this group section here now. And this side is talking about you're questioning kind of whether or not you'll ever have what you need. Maybe you're lacking confidence in your future, and maybe this is for those people who are there. You're lacking confidence in your future. I will say that some of you really need to learn to budget a little better, budget your time, maybe finances, both. But you need to be completely honest with yourself. Completely honest with yourself. Try to limit how much you use the words should in your vocabulary. Pay attention to how often you say should. I should do this. I should have done that. See how much you say it. I know that's one of the things I'm working on myself, is getting rid of saying should as much and going more with the I statements of I will, I can, I did kind of thing. Trust your intuition, though. Be gentle, but speak your truths. Speak your truths. I feel really scattered for some reason. I think for some of you, wow, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I'm in a scattered spot in my brain where I'm getting this energy of almost like a panic from some of you. And I don't know if that's from the group that's kind of combined, or if it's from just that first part of the reading. But I am getting like this very, very anxious, almost panic type of feeling. And that's definitely around finances. I feel like some of you are maybe concerned about where you're going to live, how you're going to afford to live, kind of thing. But it's going to work out. This is not stuff I'm getting directly from the cards. It's just what my intuition is telling me. Yeah. You are going to find that strength. You're going to find that calmness, though. You have a lot of compassion within you. Things are turning around. You're gonna have some kind of lucky break come up here in the near future. Maybe this needed to happen for this turning point to come for you. And you won't, if you're just going through this, you're not going to see it at all right away. But you will see this in the future. If you're someone who got this first part, relating strongly to this first part, save this video and come back to it 6 months down the road even. And I think you'll notice that at that time, how this part of it, aspect of it, relates to you. And maybe some of you maybe that's why it feels like it's two different readings, because some of you are just at this point right now, and some of you went through this point a while back and are now coming into this point. So it's kind of like this combination. There's some who are going through this right this minute, and some who are coming into this point. Whew. Yeah. My breath keeps getting almost taken away from me. Excuse me. Maybe some of you feel like you have lost your voice, or anyway, let's continue going with this card. You definitely have some new beginnings coming in. Maybe you're thinking about going back and doing some new skills training. Are you considering going into some kind of new career? You're gonna, whatever it is that you're doing here, it's gonna come through. You're gonna learn those. That's what, like, it definitely feels like you're gonna learn some new skills. Maybe you're mastering some skills that you've had, that maybe you had put off for a while. You're definitely gonna need some patience while you're learning this stuff. But you're gonna find your true purpose, your true career that you're looking for. You're gonna persevere. You're gonna become the person you want to be. You may be starting either a new job, like your own job career, or maybe you're going to be like, you're getting a promotion to a boss position kind of thing, or supervisor, maybe a trainer. You're definitely going to have success here. You're definitely going to have success. Oh. Yeah, this is definitely it's two sets of people who are on the same path or going through the same thing, but you're at different points in the path. Some of you are definitely here, and some of you are here. And I find, because the energy from here to here is so dramatically different, like between the two, that's what's making me feel sort of dizzy and scattered, and because it's like you went from such a deep, dark place to you're now in this like growth and successful location within your life, for those of you who are at this point. And those of you who are currently at this point, you're going to get to here. You're definitely going to get here. Some of you definitely need to reach out for help. Some kind of, if you can, join some kind of support group for the situation that you're going through. And yeah, whatever this education is that you're going to be doing, whether it's self-education or